Hey sub-furies, welcome to the first battle of the Dragon Tournament. In one corner we have the Catastrophic Quaken, the hulking guardian of the Dark Deep, and in the other we have the Rumblehorn, ferocious enough that only Stoic the Vast could tame him. The king of the Boulder class, and one of the smartest tracker dragons ready to fight it out. I will take you through the stats, strengths, and weaknesses of both of these kinds of dragons, and then you will vote on who you think would win. There is only one rule. You may not vote for a dragon just because you think it is cooler. You have to vote for the dragon that you think would win. Deal? Good. Let's get started. So where are the Rumblehorn and the Quaken fighting? The environment that they fight in can play a massive role in a battle. It can give one dragon a huge advantage, or leave another at a huge disadvantage. Now, both dragons tend to be more adept at fighting on the ground, so we'll set it on an island, maybe Outpost Island or the Dark Deep. There's stony and craggy plateaus, but also wide-ranging forests with scattered clearings. It's not unlikely that both of these dragons could be found here. The battleground is set. Now, we see in Race to the Edge that Quakens are naturally defensive creatures, prone to attacking aggressively and relentlessly when feeling threatened. The moment that Fishlegs and Hiccup arrived on the Dark Deep, the Quaken attacked with its signature move, rolling into a spiked ball and hurling itself at its enemy. An attack that would have likely killed them both. This is unlike the Rumblehorn, who tends to avoid direct confrontation where possible. Because of this, the Quaken would probably be the first one to attack in a battle, as soon as it notices that the Rumblehorn is there. But would it notice it's there? The Rumblehorn far outdoes the Quaken with an 11 in stealth to the Quaken's 3. It would be able to hide in whatever shrubbery, bushes, and land it could find. In its first episode, it even stayed still and silent enough for Hiccup and Stoic to walk just a few feet away, and then not even to notice. Also, as a tracker class dragon, the Rumblehorn has an excellent sense of smell. It would be able to detect the Catastrophic Quaken from a mile away, and get into a hiding place before it even arrived. Combined with how effectively it can hide and stay still and silent, the battle would only begin when the Rumblehorn chose to attack. The Catastrophic Quaken would never see it coming. And it's because of this, I give the Rumblehorn the advantage of a surprise attack. Charging out of the trees like a rhinoceros, as we see in the show, it would take the Quaken by surprise and immediately put the Quaken on the back foot. In its first episode, we see that the Rumblehorn has the strength to charge over a massive stone pillar, evidenced by its 15 in attack. Oh, it might leave the Quaken bruised, but far from beaten. And now with the Rumblehorn out in the open, it's the Quaken's turn to attack. The Quaken will immediately roll into its deadly, spiky, hardened rocky ball. When like this, the Quaken has an armor rating of 35, able to protect it against high-intensity blasts like Toothless's, as well as making it invulnerable to most physical attacks. The show repeatedly shows us that with a speed of 14, the Quakens can roll almost as fast as other dragons like Stormfly can fly. In comparison, the Rumblehorn only has a speed of 9, meaning it'll be difficult for it to outrun the Quaken when it's rolled into its ball. And with an armor rating of only 15, it'll have a hard time protecting itself from the spiky, hardened hide of the Quaken if it ever hits. It seems like the Rumblehorn has only one option: fly high and fly fast. The Rumblehorn might have the advantage of a surprise attack, but the Quaken is clearly more naturally aggressive and suited to ground combat. Because of this, I award the Quaken the edge in ground combat. Like most Boulder class dragons, it moves relatively slowly when in the air. Its weight and small wings don't allow it to move or maneuver very quickly. On the other hand, we see Stoic and Skullcrusher twirling and spinning in the air. Being far more agile and speedy with larger wings, the Rumblehorn would likely be able to evade the Quaken when in the air. In no time at all, it could let off a number of blasts, and with a firepower of 13 and a shot limit of 5, the Rumblehorn could send Magmus missiles at the Quaken at a close range. The Quaken's high armor rating rely on that rocky outer shell in that ball, but while flying, its more vulnerable underbelly may be exposed. Quakens spew magma, but even with a firepower of 10 and a shot limit of 6, it's not a particularly effective attack because it lacks both precision and range. This is unlike the Rumblehorn's Magmus missiles, which seem to be relatively accurate provided they're fired at a short range. Beyond that, we see that the Rumblehorn is completely unfazed when charging through fire, so I'm not sure how effective some magma splurges from a Quaken would really be. If the Rumblehorn can land a direct hit, it could be a devastating blow. Because of this, I give the Rumblehorn the edge in aerial combat and the edge in firepower. However, because the Quaken's armor rating and speed rely on it being in that spiky ball, it tends to prefer to roll even when its opponents begin to fly. We see in Race to the Edge that the Quaken will probably chase down its opponent for a while before using a pretty nifty trick to bring down flying dragons. Shockwaves. The Quaken repeatedly shows its ability to slam itself into the earth and send shockwaves all across the ground and into the air, powerful enough to even derail strike-class dragons like Toothless, who have a natural ability when it comes to flight. The Quaken would have no trouble bringing down a Rumblehorn, who would not even likely have enough time to get away. Not even Toothless did. The shockwave would leave the Rumblehorn disoriented, vulnerable, and open to attack. It's because of this unique attack that the Rumblehorn wouldn't be prepared for that I'm going to award the Quaken the wildcard advantage. At some point in the battle, the Rumblehorn would be on its feet and poised to charge, while the Quaken would be rolled into its spiky ball and ready to attack. The question remains, if the Quaken's spiky ball went up against the Rumblehorn's thunderous charge, who would win? With a jaw strength of 20 and an attack of 12, if the Quaken managed to pin down the Rumblehorn at any time, it could deal a deathly blow. The Rumblehorn is about 3 meters bigger than the Quaken. 9 feet for you heathens. But it's far slower than the Quaken when on the ground. And we see that both dragons have the ability to shatter rock walls with their charges, so it's a bit difficult to say who would come out better. However, given we have only seen the Rumblehorn shatter these stone walls with the assistance of their Magmus blasts, and the Quaken is far faster when on the ground, I am going to award the edge in short-range attacks to the Quaken. So there we go. The Rumblehorn takes out the edge in aerial combat, firepower, and the surprise attack, while the Quaken takes out short-range attacks, the wildcard advantage, and the edge in ground combat. But these are just my thoughts, and until we've actually seen the two go head-to-head, it'll be impossible for us to say who would actually win. But this is the question: who do you think would win? Like the comment of the dragon down below, and then give me a reason why you think they would win. Remember our one rule: you can't just vote for a dragon because you think they're cooler, okay? But that's all from me, sub-furies. Is that what you want me to call you? I've had a couple of you email me and refer to yourself as a sub-fury. And most importantly, a massive thank you to Ain the animator for designing the stunning opening to the Dragon Tournament. There's a link to her channel in the description below. And of course I'm asking, what dragons do you want to see in the Dragon Tournament next? In the meantime, email me or follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Wattpad and read my books at the links in the description below. Thanks, sub-furies. I'll see you in the future.